Well, looks like the hot item on the menu is Ebola. How do you want it? Ebola soup, Ebola chili, Ebola beans, Ebola rice, Ebola beans and rice? No matter how you get it, it's gonna be racist. Now what I said didn't make any sense, did it? Exactly.
I think what's happening. Propaganda.
What is it about liberals and being more interested in turning people against each other than solving problems? Ebola is turning people's insides into chunky salsa. And liberals' response to this is racism. And again, liberals need to figure out which one America is, greedy or racist. America can't really be both. Well, left-wingers can, which is proven by the fact that the race hustlers can't make enough money off racism. They greedily milk it for everything it's worth. And if you leave it to them, they'll have you believing that the Ebola virus works by getting into the bloodstream and inflames you from the inside out by setting fire to a bunch of microscopic crosses. Jesse Jackson wants to drag racism into the situation. Why didn't he drag some of that money that he makes off of racism into the situation? If Jesse Jackson was so worried about a black man dying from Ebola, why didn't he pay for the medicine? I'm pretty sure those greedy American doctors would have been happy to take the money to give Duncan the medication. Hell, I'm pretty sure they would have even just given him a placebo and say it was the cure, just to get the money and infect him with another disease and say he died from complications of that to absolve themselves of not curing him of Ebola. Yeah, he died from malaria or something. We were just so focused on Ebola that we missed it. Oh, fiddlesticks. See how far we could take the stupidity of the racism conspiracy theory? If you want to blame something for the Ebola issue, try political correctness. Anybody coming into the States from a territory cased with Ebola shouldn't be allowed back into the States until they're cleared of the disease. White, black, Christian, rich, poor, whatever. But that's not politically correct to say. Oh, and by the way, while Jesse Jackson is trying to make this about racism, he left out the fact that these are Christians that are going over to these African territories, risking exposure from these black people in the process of trying to help. But hey, you can't win with some of these people. In fact, we have a better chance of winning against Ebola than we do winning against the disease of people being so addicted to race baiting. But we don't give up, because some people are reachable. Incidentally, instead of sending our military to fight Ebola, why don't we put the TSA on Ebola watch? Flights coming in from populations with Ebola would have the TSA waiting for them. I wonder how happy the TSA would be about having a fancy government job then. I wonder which would concern them more, contracting Ebola or being implicated as racist, because they didn't let a person from Africa enter our country. I'm Alfonso Rachel with Zonation, and remember y'all, Ebola is droplet borne. So cover your mouth and nose when you sneeze or cough, so as to not spray around any infections. Democrats are infected with liberalism and never cover their mouth when they're coughing out those left-wing ideals. And that's why the disease of liberalism has spread so bad. Oh, fiddlesticks.